Martin Shkreli's trial continues. This is the notorious pharma bro who decided to increase the price of a drug from something affordable around $13 a pill to $750 a pill. And so that's how he got his claim to fame. But he is facing trial for something completely different. And in the middle of this trial, someone who has testified against him, his former hedge fund manager, shared a letter that Shkreli had mailed to him, addressed to his wife, and it shows you just how incredibly disgusting this guy really is. So in this letter, which again was addressed to the hedge fund manager's wife, Shkreli wrote, "I hope to see you and your 4 children homeless. I will do whatever I can to assure this. Your husband's arrogance is infuriating and making an enemy out of me is a mistake." Okay, so a threatening message, obviously, and just a disgusting message. Who gets excited at the thought of seeing children homeless? I guess Martin Shkreli does. But just to give you some background on this case, he is being prosecuted because of his businesses. Prosecutors contend that Mr. Shkreli funneled shares of Retrophin to his hedge fund manager, that's Mr. Pierotti, and others, keeping the allotments just under the threshold for reporting requirements, and controlled huge parts of Retrophin through the scheme without reporting that to financial regulators. So what he did is he urged people around him to buy shares and then sell them and then buy them. So he was trying to manipulate the market. And in December of 2012, Mr. Shkreli arranged for Mr. Pierotti to be part of a group buying stakes in Retrophin, which was about to go public through a reverse merger into a shell company. Mr. Pierotti agreed to pay $400 for 400,000 shares, he testified. Now, why would Shkreli send him that threatening message? Well, at one point, Shkreli told him, "You need to sell me back the shares, sell me back the shares," and apparently he refused to do so. And eventually he just let go and he's like, "Fine, I'll share you back, I'll sell back the shares." But I mean, you're manipulating, you're manipulating things, you're doing something illegal, you're sending someone a threatening letter, and now that threatening letter is being used as evidence against him in this case.
Yeah, I saw one of the most aggravating videos you could watch. It was a Vice video where a Vice reporter goes and hangs out with Martin Shkreli and plays chess at his house. And it's just the most aggravating thing. And after watching it, you kind of understand that the personality of Martin Shkreli is such that he doesn't know how to get people to like him. He doesn't know how to do that.
I don't think he cares.
I think he absolutely cares more than anyone has ever cared about being liked. And he can figure out how to make a lot of money off the stock market, make a lot of money over price gouging, and get financial gain. But the one thing that he does not know how to do is make people like him, which is compounded in its terribleness by the fact that the other thing he knows how to do besides make money is to get people to hate him. He doesn't know how to get the positive reinforcement. He only knows what to do to push people's buttons. And so every time an idea on how to do that reaches his brain, he goes right for it. He knows how to be the biggest douchebag in the universe.
So when you were watching the chess thing, what kind of thing struck you?
Okay, so he sits back and he goes, let's open a magnum bottle of 2005 Chateau Rousseau.
I don't even know what that is.
I don't know what whatever the Chateau was, but then he sits down and he starts drinking it. Yeah, it's a bottle of wine. And she makes a move and he goes, "So do you do the Spanish defense very often? Is that what you typically do when you play chess?" And she's like, "I have no idea what you're talking about." And he goes, and then he finds a way to be like, "Yeah, because okay, it's very obvious that I thought you were doing it, but it's just obvious you know so little about chess. You're not a good chess player." Just like instantly little tiny things like that.
How did she react to that?
She's an idiot. She's a Vice reporter.
Oh, come on.
Come on. He goes off when they're walking down the street. He's like, "I really like to gouge the prices," and he says something also like, "That's Pfizer. They do unethical stuff when it comes to price gouging all the time." And instead of at least pointing out the insane irony in that like a Daily Show reporter would just be like, "So do you know anyone else like that?" Instead, she goes, "It's really cold. Why are you wearing that jacket?"
Really?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Wow, okay.
Well,
You
look,
send a moron to deal with an asshole.
Well, look, other
Vice.
pharmaceutical companies certainly do participate in price gouging, but
Right.
Martin Shkreli stood out because he got super greedy and went too far.
5,600, 56, yeah, 5,600% increase in Daraprim, which fights toxoplasmosis in AIDS patients, and he's not on trial for that. Like he's not on trial. That was a good Vice article I read. That was like I think it was Vice. It was like he's not on trial for that.
Yeah.
He's on trial for robbing from other folks that were also trying to gouge prices.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
And so
Because
I don't know.
You can rob people in need. You can exploit the powerless as much as you want, but you can't take advantage of the wealthy.
Yeah,
you don't do
it's
that.
so weird. He's just a ball of neuroses with hatred in his bones.
TYT membership gets you commercial-free Young Turks. Download it, stream it, podcast it, get all the network shows, and support independent media. TYTnetwork.com/join.